Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. It is about time for a Kimball Art Festival preview. It's happening this weekend, and we have featured at the festival right here on our show Todd Henderson. He's one of the artists that will be featured there, and also Kristie Henderson with the Kimball Art Festival. How are you guys this morning?
Great.
We're doing good.
I'm so excited to have you here. This art is so unique. Todd, this is just spectacular. You've done the festival before, right?
I have done the festival. It's my third year.
Wonderful.
And my first year I won Best of Show, so this festival is very special to me.
Very cool. Well, first, Kristie, give us an overview of the Kimball Art Festival. What makes it such a special place to attend?
Well, I think it's all about the art, right? So we have over 200 artists this year, and they come from 30 states and Canada, so it's nationwide. And it is a juried selection, so we had over 900 applications, so it's tough to get into.
And how many do you end up choosing?
We end up choosing about 200.
Oh my goodness, that is a lot to narrow down. Do you get folks from like all around the nation?
All around the nation and Canada.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. And we have 70 new artists this year too that have never been to the festival, so it's always great when people find new artists like Todd. And
well, you guys have a very wide range of art.
We do. There's 12 mediums. So it goes from everything to sculpture, to metalworks, to painting, to mixed media, things that Todd does. There's just something for everyone, really, at the festival.
Very good. All right, Todd, let's get to it. Tell me about what you've brought here today, and kind of a little bit of your style, mixed media, certainly.
So I actually own a design agency, and so typography and the old way of bookbinding and design is really, it has a special part in my heart. And I design websites, and everyone's going to e-readers and iPads and downloading ebooks, and that's wonderful. But it's also a tragedy that the old way of bookbinding is lost.
Okay, this is wonderful. Thank you for saying this. I feel the same way about this. It's
bookstores
amazing.
are shutting down, and people's books go into their attic or their basement.
Sure.
And I'm finding a way to immortalize those pieces of ephemera, those elements of our life. And so I find books that, I don't take books and take them apart. I find books that are decaying, and it can take me up to 2 years to find the books from one piece. I meet hoarders from all over the country. I go to estate sales. I find a book at a garage sale. I've been to Atlanta and Seattle and California and Ohio all this year searching for books and meeting people. So once I find the books, then comes a preservation process, finding enough books with enough textures and color elements that go together, and then I dye them with red wines, salt waters, vinegars, acids. So there's 25 steps to get to this point.
So these are all book covers?
These are all book covers.
Oh my goodness.
And the majority of these are from the late 1800s to the 1920s. So to preserve those elements and the story behind them, who read them, who touched them, what is a stain? Oftentimes you'll see handwriting in them. This one was real special. This section here is a scrapbook I found from the late 1880s where a little girl had cut out old advertisements and it was decaying. So this is just one page of that scrapbook. I don't fake any of that. I do aid the decaying process.
So it's book covers plus the pages.
Plus ephemera, yeah, all kinds of pieces of nostalgia. Sometimes board games or records or anything that's been touched and used. Sometimes they're purely designed based on the era of the book. Sometimes they're a color range or a feel. And sometimes they have a theme. This piece here is called The Southern Girl. And it's special to me because it's inspired by my wife. And I got married last year.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And she has too many art pieces from me, so we've decided to let it go. But it's a story of her life. She's a Southern girl. Part of her family had a part in Gone with the Wind Productions a long time ago. Yeah, and she speaks Mandarin. She lived in China for a period of time. Wow. She studied art as well, and she's Latin. So this is a special piece. We have packaging in here, old laundry detergent, because she is nice enough to do my laundry, and board games and things like that. So yeah, so each piece has a story. And so if you come to the festival, you come to my booth, I'll be right in front of the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory.
That's a good place to be.
Get an ice cream, and then come and find something that resonates with you. Find a book that you read. Find a book that your grandma read or you grew up on.
And that's what I love about these pieces, is because you have like this, just, I don't even know how to describe what you have here, because there's so much history and so much humanity to what you've put here. I mean, like you mentioned before, some of these books you've looked into, they have writing there or notes. I found the same thing in old books, and there's something so magical
There's
about
a really
that.
special one, and I only have 2 pieces at the tent, and I have a couple at the gallery, my Dr. Seuss pieces.
Oh.
They take me years to find enough old Dr. Seuss pieces. We all grew up on them. The little kids now,
exactly.
us, and our parents and grandparents. So I find Dr. Seuss pieces that have been torn and stained, and they have crayon on them, and just at the point when they're going to be thrown away, if I can find them or someone's nice enough to donate or find me, those pieces are so cool. They resonate with all the generations, and those are actually my favorites.
Oh, that's so neat. I wanted to mention a couple of the covers that we're seeing here. Sister Sue. This is the Wall of Partition. What else do you have here?
Martha and Cupid, the Atlas of Global Geography. That's what's funny, how the English language has changed, and sometimes the book titles you see are maybe a little scandalous sounding, but at the time they weren't. And then they're just funny. They're just,
I love it.
And the cool thing, most of my pieces can also flip and hang a different way, and all of a sudden you have a whole new piece. So people have come into my booth or been in a gallery and seen a piece, and they're like, oh, this is great, this is a new piece. And I go, no, it's the same one, we just flipped it.
Yeah, I could see how you could easily do that with this one especially. So that's so neat. Kristie, you guys have such an awesome rundown of artists. I mean, Todd just gives us a brief example
It's
of
an
the
honor to be in
many
this
that
show.
you have.
It's an awesome show.
Oh, that's so neat. Give us an overview of for those who may be visiting town for the first time and have never had the privilege of attending this festival, give us an idea of the area that it covers and what
So
you can
it covers
expect.
all of historic Main Street from the very bottom to the top. And we use this as a weekend to really showcase all the cultural things that happen in Park City. So the art obviously is the main focus, but we also have 30 bands on 3 stages going on the whole weekend, programmed by Mountain Town Stages, which is awesome. We also have the Park City restaurants participate in Taste of Arts. We have 26 restaurants who are providing special promotions just for people who attend the festival. So that's great. And then we also have Taste of Art, which is some of our local artisans like Pop Art and Mill Creek Cacao. They're going to be at the top of the Main Street, and they're going to have some samples of their food. And also at the top of Main Street, we have a chalk art competition with some of our young emerging artists. We have pottery demos and painting demos, and we also have yoga going on in the morning.
Food, chocolate, art, and yoga. This
And then
sounds
work it off.
perfect. And then work it off with your walk up and down the
It's
street.
The best
There
place
you
to
go.
be for sure. And then we have a great kids area too. And this year we have a couple of new activities. One is a community mosaic project. So we're building a large sign, like 5 feet by 4 feet, that says Kimball Arts Center, and it's made of glass mosaics. And Catherine England, who does some of our classes, is going to run the project, so everybody can be a piece of the Kimball, if you will.
That's wonderful.
And we also have printmaking, which is we haven't had in the past, so that's going to be exciting. And if that is not enough, the festivities continue into the evening with a free movie screening from Sundance on Friday night. And then Deer Valley has concerts on Friday and Saturday night. They have Disney in concert for all the families on Friday night, and a Neil Diamond tribute on Saturday night. And Park City Institute is showing Muscle Shoals featuring Lisa Fisher, who's also in the movie 20 Feet from Stardom. That's going to be on Friday night. So it all ties together in a
Oh my
wonderful
goodness,
bow.
you have so much going on. You guys have been busy planning all this. Just a little bit busy. That's wonderful. So for tickets, how do we go about doing that? Because you actually have kind of a locals night of sorts.
We do on Friday night. Summit County locals get in for free with their ID, so that's kind of our thank you to the community for allowing us to bring all these artists and everyone to Main Street and take over their street for the weekend. And then throughout the weekend, it's $10 for the whole weekend for a wristband for adults and $5 for kids.
Very good. All right, so for more information, where can we go for that?
You can go to parkcitykimbellartsfestival.org.
All right, and then Todd, if we want to see more of your awesome stuff here, besides being at the Kimball Art Festival this weekend.
My website is
Yes.
toddson.com, and my Instagram feed is the Toddson.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for bringing these beautiful pieces of
Thank
work.
you.
This is just spectacular. So you can see a lot more of this weekend. So Kristie, Todd, thank you.
Thank you very
much
much.
for joining us today. We'll be right back after this commercial break. It's 35 minutes after the hour. We're talking about lacrosse. 2-on-2 lacrosse took second in an incredible championship. They're talking about that up next.